G'day, welcome to my channel. I am Twitch, this is Creep Designs. That had an air of arrogance about it, didn't it? Alright, let's try that again. G'day. Hello. Hi guys, Twitch here from Creep Designs by Twitch, that's me. Today we are doing something a little out of the ordinary. Today we are doing a workshop tour. This is part of a challenge. This challenge is hosted by Levon over at Le Vintage Decor. Like I said, this is going to be a tour of our workshops. So we're all showing our workshops, not to brag and show off, but to maybe inspire others who are wanting to set up their own workshops, or those who have their own workshops already but want to change things. You might get ideas from our workshops or whatever. Head over to Levon's channel and subscribe if you haven't already. Go check out all the others in the playlist, and you know, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else's workshops and seeing what they do differently. I might get some ideas from theirs, they might get some ideas from mine. It's just a bit of fun. So I'm gonna start my video by taking you back to the start and talk to you about my first workshop. Insert photos here, if I can find any. Should probably take my sunnies off. Oh geez, that's bright. Sorry. I'll try and keep this story relatively short so we can start looking around. So, I was born in Tasmania, which is a state in the lower part of Australia, for those who aren't in Australia. And we are living in Queensland, which is up the top there. So my mum would come to visit every now and then, like every couple of years or so, and stay with us, and she absolutely loved it up here and couldn't continue to look after the house that she had, the property that she had down in Tasmania. It was just getting too much for her, you know, as she was getting old. And so she made the huge decision to sell her property and make the move all the way up to Queensland. So she purchased a small house here in Queensland, and the house has a shed out the back. It's a double car garage. She offered for me to use it as my workshop. Made the gradual and tedious trek of gradually bringing my stuff down from the house down to the workshop and just gradually setting things up. Feels like it's taken forever to get it to this point where I can work efficiently. There's still things I want to change, but still I've got all this floor space and I'm not tripping over everything, and I'm able to clean things up as I go a little bit. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start here, and I'm also going to start by saying there is stuff everywhere. I have not cleaned up. I was planning on cleaning up, but you know what? This is my workshop. I don't have time to clean it up, and it'd be unrealistic if I showed it to you spotless. I do clean up after each project that I finish. I just do a quick clean up, put things away, wipe surfaces down, dust and all of that, so that it doesn't build up too much. But you know, I'm midway through a project at the moment, which is a custom job. So once I finish that, I will do a cleanup. Anyway, so this is my desk space. Doesn't look real flash, but it is what it is. So it's a pegboard system that my delivery guy and mate gave me. I've got some over there as well. So I've got this desk set up down here so that I can sit down here. So I can put my laptop down there, and this is where I sit to have my lunch and, you know, do some not fun work stuff. But then I also realised I put this shelf up here just to put stuff like this and my radio and bits and bobs up here. But then I realised that I could also put my laptop up here so that when I'm standing up and walking around doing stuff, I can be doing laptop stuff here. Because sitting down all the time isn't great. I have this area up here where I've got these things. Depth perception is not great at the moment because I'm looking through the camera. And these are just, you can grab them like that if you want to take the whole thing with you, or just grab what you need. I've got these ones up here that have lids on them, but I'm thinking of taking the lids off because I don't really need the lids on there. So these were, for all of this, I think I brought 2 packs. I think they were $9 for a pack from Bunnings. And they just, the mounting systems just screw into the wall. Don't mind the random foliage, that's for a future project. I had all these nails up here just to hang my brushes up temporarily, which as you can see are no longer there. But I've decided that this is where my dustbuster and dusting brush and stuff like that will be, as well as my safety equipment, so my earmuffs, which are also my Bluetooth headphones now. My mask is usually there, my respirator, but my son decided he wanted to use that, so that's in his desk now. So my keys, my personal belongings like mints, coffee. This is where I make my coffee because this is where I sit. Salt, cutlery, you know, barbecue sauce. Yeah. I've also got a whiteboard over here so that I can organize custom jobs over here, but it's also so that I can keep track of what I need, what's happening with my son, because he goes to school next door, and this way I don't have an excuse for forgetting bits and pieces of stuff. I'm getting more scatterbrained as I get older, so I need something simple. I can also peg things up there, whatever. This is my paint station. So that's all my storage for my paint. It's not all paint, obviously. So this was a bookshelf for CDs or DVDs. It was a horrible laminate brown color, and I just painted it literally with primer, just cheap primer. Couldn't be bothered painting the actual shelves for it, so I just left them as they were. And it's adjustable, and I wanted something with shallow shelves so that I wasn't just having to reach behind bottles of paint all the time and digging around in there, and I didn't want it to be sticking out too far from the wall. So I picked this up for $15 and gave it a coat of paint, and now it looks pretty schmeck. And all my Carts and Millie products look bloody amazing on there. I also keep some of my staging props up there. And down here, I've got some black tubs that came with the pegboards that my delivery guy gave me. I don't actually want to use those on the pegboards because they stick out too much, and I couldn't really think of a use for them that I needed to grab at instantly if I needed things. So these are living down on the bottom shelves for now, and I'll use that to store things. Yeah. Whilst we're at it, I'll talk about staging props. So in my old workshop, I had heaps and heaps of staging props. I had a desk and shelves behind my staging wall that had a monumental amount of staging props on it, just random stuff. And I became kind of obsessed with buying and making staging props for a while there. So after a while, I realized that I wasn't actually using a lot of it, and I was pretty much just using the same staging props all the time for everything. So I've decided I'm actually going to cull a lot of my staging props, and I'm just going to have some basic things that will kind of cover a lot of different styles. So things like pot plants. So I've got a couple of real plants, but I'm struggling to keep those ones alive. I killed a few. So I'm thinking of changing back to fake plants because I do not have a green thumb. So I'm gonna keep my staging props fairly neutral and only have a few of them because I don't want to have heaps of stuff cluttered up in my workshop that's just staging props. So these are the staging props that I'm focusing on at the moment. I've also got a rug down there that I roll out for certain things. So up there is a whole bunch of different stuff. You'll see a couple of different brands of paint up there. There's just things up there that, like, I did a big cull of my paints a while ago because I'm the brand ambassador for Carts and Millie, so this is what I use. This isn't me being forced to just use Carts and Millie products. I absolutely swear by Carts and Millie products. I love the products and really don't want to use anything else. I have no desire to use anything else. But there's just things I didn't want to get rid of. Like, I couldn't part with them. I don't know why. I probably won't even end up using them, but I just didn't want to get rid of them. So there's also like spray cans and stuff up there. So spray paint, stuff. My microwave, because this was one of the things that I decided I absolutely needed to have, as well as the kettle. There's just something about being able to sit down and have a hot meal for lunch, especially on the colder days. It's just, yeah, it's something. Anywho, this is where I have all of my power boards and stuff, where I charge my batteries. I need to work out a better system for this because it's just a mess and it doesn't look good. I'm stepping on bloody bubble wrap. So this is intended to be the space for cleaning stuff. So I've got some plastic sheets there, some sponges, some microfiber cloths, and then just random crap. There is going to be a shelf down there, but I had to get rid of that one because we had a whole heap of rain recently in Ipswich and it got wet and moldy and had to go. So I'll replace that shelf, and then that shelf will be for staging props. Alright, so this is a workbench that I got from Bunnings. I believe I paid like $79 for it. So this is where I've moved my paintbrushes to. I do have more paintbrushes than that, but as you can see, they are sitting there soaking and, waiting for me to clean them. Oh look, there's more oh wait, no, they're handles. Oh yep, there's paintbrushes there. Okay. Anyway, so paintbrushes, tape, there'll be more hooks underneath for more tape, but that's what I've got at the moment. And my sanding discs. So I've got my 150mm sanding discs and my 125mm sanding discs, and then my foam interface pad, as well as other stuff. I got a fancy schmancy $1.50 rolly thing for my paper towel. There's actually a dispenser down there for paper towel. I don't know if I'll be putting that up. I keep all my chemicals and stuff up here. My son is occasionally in this shed with me, so I like to keep these things up and out of reach. It also is obviously easy access for these things. What else? There is my vacuum cleaner, my shop vac. That's just a cheap shop vac that I got from Aldi ages ago. It does the job. I have to clean it out every time I use it, otherwise the sawdust just builds up to the point where it just doesn't want to work. So the size of the drum hasn't really mattered. I thought, yeah, it's a big drum, it'll hold heaps of stuff, I won't have to clean it out constantly. No, not the case. That looks like a face. So this is my temporary drop saw station, or maybe permanent drop saw station, I don't know. It's only a cheap drop saw or miter saw that I got from Bunnings ages ago. It's Rizito. It does the job, but I would like a better one. I'd like a bigger one, preferably with a slider. The problem I have with this at the moment is the fact that sawdust just goes everywhere. It goes all up behind everything and down the bottom and all of that. So what I'm actually going to do is build a dust hood or dust box. It'll go up and over the back of it, and all the sawdust will shoot back into that, and then it will fall down into a bin that will be underneath for easy collection and cleanup. That's a whole bunch of transfers and decoupage papers and ribbons and stuff. That's all going to go somewhere else. I've got all my stencils down there too. That's all going to go somewhere else. Bottles of water randomly everywhere because I don't have a sink in here. So there's another one. So that I don't have to keep going over to the sink at the back of Mum's house, I just keep bottles of water in here for if I need to put water in something. Moving on. So this is my, I guess you call it a tool station. So these things have been moved around quite a bit to get them into the position that I'm happy with. I occasionally forget where things go, but this is working at the moment. So all my screwdrivers and chisels are up there, drill bits, all my cutting and scraping and stuff is hanging up there. It's not really the best setup, but it'll do for now. Power tools. Yeah. Some of these I can't hang up on hooks. Others I just kind of plonk them down wherever. Clamps. Need a better setup for that. Wood. Random bits of wood down there. These things, I picked these up from Kmart. I think they were like $15 each, something like that. They're great. I was planning on actually storing things on them and having better uses for them, but they're really just places for me to put stuff that I need to deal with later. So if I'm working on a piece, I'll wheel this around with me. It'll have my paint on it. It perfectly holds one of those small roller trays. It just fits in there perfectly. So I'll put rubbish on there instead of putting it on the ground. If I'm holding tools and I want to put them down, I'll put them on here instead of putting them on the ground. Things that need to be cleaned or washed will go on there, or they'll go over there like you saw. So it's kind of a way for me to not have, so whilst I'm working on something, rather than having my container of paint sitting on the piece that I'm working on or on the ground or having to constantly hold it, it'll be sitting on this. And it also stops me from just dumping things on the floor and having to pick them up later or tripping over things. So this is my workbench at the moment. It's a dining table that my delivery guy gave me. I was going to say, his name's Sebastian. Sebastian gave me this table. It came here in parts. I didn't know I was getting it. And it's, I think, MDF. The top of it is MDF. And it's kind of just like, I can't really do anything with this, so it'll be my workbench. So that I can move it around. I have these little dolly things under the feet. If I need to use them for something else, I just take them out and can't move the workbench. But it's a good size. The fact that the legs stick out the way they do on an angle is problematic because I'll be walking around the workbench and then, trip over it. But it'll do for now. I do plan on building a better workbench, preferably something that's height adjustable, so that I can lower it down, put a piece of furniture on it, and then jack it back up again. Sorry, I just had a mental blank because I had random thoughts going into my head of using actual car jacks to do that. You saw this piece finished recently. I finished attaching all of the handles for it. I accidentally used the wrong size staples and punched through. But like I said in the video for this piece, I'm not happy to sell this one. So I'm keeping it and using it for storage. As you saw. So that is now workshop storage. I can't do this without showing you my son's desk. That's his setup. That's not a real typewriter. That was supposed to be a staging prop, but now it's his. These rubbish bins. I won't show you my rubbish. I've got one for rubbish and one for recycling. I've got my brooms over there, my dead plant. Finished pieces are kind of just stored wherever I can fit them for now. My pedestal fan, my work light, and then we have my staging area. So as you would have seen, this started off with me building the walls, and then the lovely Angela watched that video and saw that I had a need for flooring, and she brought me the flooring, the vinyl flooring. So I'll explain it again. The reason why I went with a low vinyl floor, geez, it's dirty. The reason I went with a low vinyl floor is so that, because this is my mum's garage, when she gets herself a car, because she still doesn't have a car, if she has bad weather, I need to be able to move my stuff over to this side so that she can drive her car in. If I had a floor down here for the staging floor that was, too thick, she wouldn't be able to drive onto it, or it'd get damaged when she did. So this way, she can drive onto it and it's not an issue. The other reason is so that I can still use this as workspace. So I can wheel that table over here and work over here if I want to. Or I can wheel that over here to get it out of the way, or that to get it out of the way. You get the picture. So that is pretty much everything. There's still obviously things that I want to change, things that I want to add. So, yeah, that's my workshop. Thank you, Levon, for hosting this challenge. It's been different. It's been weird just, chatting to the camera or chatting to you guys. Hopefully this helps other people work out what they want to do in their workshop. Hopefully I'll get some ideas for my workshop from the others. The others have definitely got better workshops than me, but this is a work in progress and I hope you like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and comment and do all of that good stuff. We all appreciate it, and don't forget to watch all of the other videos. Thanks for watching.